Hello. Whoops. There we go. I got a shop vac behind me. I keep forgetting that. This is not a paid promotion. I don't get paid. I don't get compensated for discussing this. I don't have affiliate links. I got a couple of these. I actually mentioned this power station. This is 1,000 watt. I've also got a 2,000 watt. I haul this back and forth up to my cabin. I plan on going there sometime later this week. About 2.5 weeks ago, there was about 4.5 inches of snow and one of the transformers blew and I was without power for half a day. I actually hooked up my internet router and my main computer, and I was also charging my laptop and charging my phone, and when it got dark later that evening, the power was out for a better part of the day. I had these super low energy LEDs that were plugged into the USB ports on my OCMO, and it just made the day so great. I couldn't get out and go anywhere. I mean, I could if I dug the truck out, but I mean, it was really bad conditions. Also, too, my buddy has one of these in his vehicle. He drove out to the Gem Show out in Tucson, Arizona. He was planning on coming back in a couple days, but there's supposed to be a huge winter storm. I forget what it's called, in Arkansas/Texas. He's going to head back through Texas. My rich buddy that gets to go wherever he wants. He actually got one of these. He loves it. The only thing I actually regret about these power stations is that I've known, for many years that I wanted a lithium power station like this. But when the power would go out or when I really need it, it's like, oh, I can get by. It's one of those things like when you really need it, it's like, well, I'm just going to suffer through it. The question is, why? I've probably had about 100 people that have purchased the OCMO power station. And also, too, there's a couple of 100 watts solar panels that come with this station. I've had videos about those solar panels. I didn't bring them out here. Maximum power input on these is 200 watts, including the 2,000 watt OCMO power station, and which I also have. It looks identical to this, except it's about that much taller. There's supposed to be a huge winter storm later this week up in the northeast of the United States. It's just so incredibly useful. I mean, a lot of people, and even I did early in life, actually consider these power stations to be kind of like a fire extinguisher, or a smoke alarm. It's like, yeah, it's there, it's for an emergency if I need it, but I probably never will. Well, of course, anybody could have a fire and need a smoke alarm and need a fire extinguisher. I have actually quite a few fire extinguishers scattered throughout the house, but I have a need for these quite often. And of course, not everybody, has a cabin out in the woods where this is so incredibly useful. I'll roll out the sheep's wool rug in front of the fireplace, and I never get a chance to relax. I plan on going there sometime here in the next 4 or 5 days, because I just need a break, and it takes a few hours for the cabin to heat up, and my power's down on my cell phone. Of course, there's no cell phone service out there, but I'll charge up my laptop and I'll use this as an LED when the fire goes out, because if you let the fire keep going, even in the most cold conditions, it will, get up into the mid-90s. Actually, I kind of started a roaring fire and went to sleep, and I woke up, I was like, my God, it's hot. And it was like 96 degrees, 96 degrees in my cabin. Should have turned the flue down a little bit. That would have helped so the logs weren't burning at ultra intense flames, like this fake fire right over here. But I think these are incredibly useful. I've always wanted one, and the only thing that I'm upset at myself about is not buying one earlier. And now I have two. When I got this one, I'd already used it 3 times within the first week. I was like, well, why would you if you got the power out? Well, the cabin, actually going somewhere, the portability. Most cars only have, of course, you could plug in a power strip and the cigarette lighter, but it charges really slow. I don't know if you've ever plugged your phone into the cigarette lighter or the USB adapter of your car, but your phone charges so abusively slow. It's just horrific. I mean, you could be like on a cross-country drive and take about it's kind of astonishing. My Toyota, both my Toyotas are like that. So I found a lot more uses for my power station than I would have assumed. I should have known that, but I mean, I just never devote the mental energy towards it. But these are incredibly useful. These take the exact same sort of lithium magnesium cells that are used in Tesla cars, the exact same type of lithium. They're not the lithium iron boron. I mean, lithium iron phosphate. These are the lithium magnesium. I forget what the other chemical is. Oh, Lordy. I try to think of a million things at once. You get blocked mentally, at least I do, because I'm usually thinking about 10 things at once. I used to do Apple tech support, and I developed 4 rules on taking care of lithium. About don't let them sit on a really low charge for a very long time. Don't drain them super low, super fast, and try not to drain them low often. This is applicable to laptop batteries. This is applicable to this as far as the power drain. If you have any ideas of like cooking up an air conditioner to either this one or the large one, even if it's not for that, not a mini fridge, but one of the ones that you would use in a camper. Really, any of the low energy appliances that we use in a camper, like blenders, toasters, yada yada yada. And of course, you should be able to have everybody. Something Ocmo should do is they should post the 2 to 3 equations. Really, you only need 2 on the back, so you can look on the back of your device and see what its current drain is, and you can actually calculate based on the power station, 1,000 watt or 2,000 watts, how many amp hours it is. This one's approximately 86 amp hours of power. If I use this device, you know, what sort of usage or recharges do I get? You know, if you're just doing phones and laptops and low power LED lighting, it's just been so incredibly handy. Like I said, I'm not compensated for this video. I'm not, you know, I get any kickbacks from the company that makes these. All of the power stations, of course, Jackery doesn't have anywhere near the power, and it's significantly more expensive than this one is. But all of them are pretty much the same as far as the way they look. They don't all use the exact same lithium cells, but this one uses the same ones that are found in the Tesla cars. So, anyway, there's been a lot of foul weather lately, and there's been bad weather in general. I mean, of course, there's always bad weather. I mean, I had an ice storm last year. Thankfully, I have gas heat, you know, which is wonderful. But my parents, I mean, their power was out for days. They had to check into a motel. I didn't have these power stations back then. Of course, they didn't. You know, this is not going to, you know, heat up a house or a bedroom. Don't even suffer that idea. Or, you know, plugging in, you know, some crank in AC. You need to know what these are capable of. I mean, they're for basically anything like low power consumption that would go in a camper, blenders, you know, low energy fridge, basically any modern computer, cell phones, laptops. You can plug in any lighting, but I mean, to get the maximum benefit, you should buy low energy consumption LED lightings for this. LED lighting, which I have for this. There's some great ones that are sold by, I can't think of it. They're brilliant. I've talked about them and given you the link to them. They're only $20. They're awesome. A bunch of people bought thousands of those units on Christmas on my recommendation. Once again, I know affiliate links. I get no kickbacks at all. So I know what this video might look like to some people. Like, oh, this guy's pushing this stuff. You know, he's somehow connected to the company. No, I'm not. I never did that for camera gear. I would get some free cameras to give away in photo contests, but you know. Even the people that don't like me know that I'm not, you know, no affiliate links, you know, no kickbacks and paid promotion, nothing like that. I don't ever do stuff like that. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that because I used this during the really bad snowstorm, which was about 2 weeks ago, when the power was out for most of the day, but it seemed like a half a day. But it only seemed like a half a day because, you know, I was able to run my computer and my internet router and my lighting and my phone charging, and a couple other things, including my low energy consumption LED TV off of, not this one, but my 2,000 watt. Even though I didn't need the 2,000 watt unit, I only needed this one for the stuff that I was running off of it. But that was my mistake, not getting one of these earlier in life. But, you know, we all make mistakes like that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And if you're interested in grabbing one of these, let me know. I think they're currently on sale. I'm sorry I didn't bring out the power, the solar panels for these. Like I said, both of them are maximum 200 watts input. The really compact folding 100 watt solar panels, and you can do 2 of these at one time on either one of the power stations, are really, really awesome. I love solar panels. I got quite a few of them. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.